Hi to all you survivors out there. It's me again, Zan Harold. Today it is Friday, February the 19th, I believe. My day's been and time and kind of been discombobulated because everything that we're experiencing here in Houston, Texas. Um, I'm still very, very, very emotional, and I'm a very strong person. I grew up without parents. I grew up on the streets. I've been abandoned by my family. I'm not trying to do a sob story, feel sorry for Zan. I'm just saying stating all the things that I've been through in life that God has helped me and allowed me to overcome. And I will consider myself a very, very, very strong person. But this would break the average strong person down, what we have and what we are experiencing here in Houston, Texas. There's still a water boil notice in effect throughout all of Texas, actually, not just here in Houston. You can't take a bath, you can't take a shower, of course, you cannot cook in this water. With this water, you cannot brush your teeth. It's horrific. And I'm kind of mad at myself. I heard one of the prepper channels saying that everybody's blaming it on the governor, blaming it on the politicians, blaming it on ERCOT, which they do have a lot of responsibility for what's going on with the grid. But like he said, we do have to take responsibility to be self-sufficient and self-reliant and take care of ourselves and our families. And I do agree to that to a certain extent. I really do, because me as a prepper, I've been a prepper all my life from Houston, Texas, because I've been in so many hurricanes, floods, and disasters. I know you're basically on your own. When SHTF and things happen in your city, in your state, or even if you're in a rural area, you are on your own. And they don't come to help you right away. And they don't care about what you're going through. They don't offer you money and stuff like that is what you really need. They'll come in with some little food, or they throw you some a couple of this, then a couple of that, after they've gotten millions and millions, after they've received millions and millions of dollars of funding. They receive all this money, but then they don't give you any money. And really, money is the thing you need, so you can allocate your expenses and what you need to put money, or what you need to spend, and after you've lost all your food, like we have here in Houston. You need water. That takes money to get those things. You don't want to wait for somebody to give you those things, and that's if they give you the things that you need. So that's what's going on here in Houston, of course, as always. And to be honest with you, Houston has always had problems with disasters. I mean, everybody's looking at this one like this is the ultimate, which is it probably is, because it's way worse than Harvey, way worse than Katrina. This is terrible. But the thing that I'm stating is Houston have received trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of funding all throughout the years behind all of these hurricanes and tornadoes and floods that we have experienced on an ongoingly throughout. I know since I've been here in Houston, and nothing's been done about it. You would think that, with the hurricanes, we wouldn't still be getting flooded, and it still wouldn't be such a disaster as it's been all these years in Houston. And nothing has changed. They have not changed the drainage system. They have not changed the infrastructure. They have not changed anything. Everybody still get flooded out. Everybody still lose their things. We still have areas in Houston where you're allowed to build homes that get flooded out. These areas get flooded out. And not just ghettos in the cities. We're talking about nice suburban homes, nice areas, with people with lots of money. And nothing's changed. And you know what, you guys? I'm going to be moving out of Houston. I'm going to get myself out of here. And I'm going to stay the hell out of here, because I can't take another storm. I can't. This felt like something sinister and something very, very, very evil. It felt like as if they had pre-planned to do this to everybody. And they're still on the news, and they're still bragging about how they saved the grid, and so many people have lost their lives and their families due to this storm. They're bragging how they saved the grid by turning off the lights. And the sad thing about it is they just turned off the lights. They turned off the lights to the residents, but in the billionaires and the millionaires all like downtown Houston, you saw the lights shining all throughout Houston and downtown Houston. In those buildings, and nobody was even occupying those buildings. So you mean to tell me they have the option of turning their lights on and off and we didn't? And they didn't even need the lights? And all you see was these lights just glowing through the city at night because those were the only lights that were on and everybody else is shut in the dark? That's how you guys decided to handle that? And they knew weeks before this storm had even occurred that it was about to hit. Oh, we're prepared. They didn't say the plan. They didn't say, oh, well, we're planning on shutting your lights. So at least we could have got the hell out the city. If they telling everybody just bunker down, everything gonna be okay. That's the same thing they told us during Harvey. I'll never forget it. The mayor of Houston was telling everybody to stay in. We're gonna hunker down. Everything gonna be okay. We don't need a gridlock on the road. Everybody trying. You don't stay in a city like this when something like this is going down and you can't feed your family, or you have a sick elderly person in your family that you have to take care of, like myself, like my mom, who needs constant care, who needs clean water and 3 or 4 meals a day, who takes medication. Or what if you have a person in your family who's on dialysis? You don't stay in a city like this and you don't have any lights, any electricity, any energy at all, and you can't properly take care of yourself. You don't do that. If you can get the hell out, you get the hell out. You don't stay in these types of conditions. Now, we up here in Houston, there's no clean water. The lights may be on for some people, for some of us now, finally. But then there's no clean water. Who can live like that? So back to what the prepper was saying. I do agree, and I take responsibility because me being a prepper, I know better. I do have those things that I need. Unfortunately, I didn't have it all with me at one time. I have learned from other people's experiences to not store your preps all in one place, because I've seen people lose all their things in house fires, in floods, in different disasters, having all their preps in one place and they lose it. So unfortunately, in Houston, I was not prepared. I did have my 15-gallon water barrels. I did have some non-perishables, but before the, right after the second day, I believe, thank God, the place that I do store a lot of my preps, I was able to go, I had access to it, and I went and got a lot of my things. In a city, you know, even with the generator, you can't just store gas anywhere. So I was being very precautious of that, of how I had my gas and, you know, and the gas storage. It's been awful. And as far as Ted Cruz is concerned, I know a lot of you guys are defending his actions, but that's just irresponsible. That's irresponsible behavior, and that's a crazy thought to defend this man going to Cancun, Mexico, when he's a leader. He's a leader. That's like the captain abandoning the ship when the ship is going down. No, the fucking captain go down with the ship. Excuse my language, because I don't never like to curse, but I'm very hurt. I'm very distraught about all the stuff that we're going through out here. Please excuse my language, because I never ever curse. But you don't abandon the ship. You just don't do that. You stay there and you try to help. And they say, well, he couldn't do anything until, you know, they can get back in session. It's a lot of things he could have done. He could have planned some type of, he could have got on the phone with people like that, the people that he know with money, and they could have came up and pulled their resources to help people. We have a person named Mattress Mac right here in our community. This man sells furniture, and every time there's a disaster, he opens up his furniture store and he feeds people. He let people lay down on $1,000 worth of furniture. He opens it up to all the community. He has like 3 locations, and he does this all the time. He's not even a politician. And Ted Cruz go to Cancun, Mexico? And y'all wonder why we are outraged behind that? People have lost their homes. People's homes have went up in flames because they in there trying to burn wood. Some people lost their lives in their cars, you know, with the carbon monoxide. So there's so many carbon monoxide cases here in Houston. So many people died just from that alone. And Ted Cruz goes to Cancun, Mexico, and he's supposed to be our leader? Selfish, selfish, selfish behavior. Now, if he want to get his wife and children out, I can't blame him for that. But himself, he made the decision to be a senator here in Texas. You help Texas. You don't leave Texas. You don't think we all want to get the hell out of Texas right now? This is terrible. Who wants to be out here living like this? So, okay, you guys, I'm about to go out, and I'm going to show you guys more footage. They have like a lot of warming centers right now. Last night was another night of freeze, but thank God we did have lights. A lot of us. They're going to be distributing lots of water throughout the city. I'll get some coverage on that. It's already a long line, and that one of the main centers at Del Mar Stadium, it does not open up until 11:30, and I believe it's like 7:30 here, or maybe 8 o'clock here, and those lines are already long. I just want to document as much as I can, so we as preppers, we will be prepared and we can see these scenarios, because I would have never thought nothing like this. I know not to depend on the system. I do know that. I know not to depend on the grid, but what happened here was something far beyond what I would have ever imagined. And all this is going to do for me is put my prepping mentality on a whole nother level, because I won't ever allow something like this to happen to myself or to my family again and be at the mercy of other people having to wait on them to give me some power or give me some clean water. No, I don't live like this as a prepper. I don't. I'm very independent, very independent. Been that way all my life, not having a mother. When I say not having a mother, it's that my mother's been sick all my life. Mentally and physically ill, been in and out of hospitals, mental hospitals, and homes. I've never ever really had her. She never been able to properly take care of me. And now that I'm an adult, I help her, because I know that I was born from this lady. This lady carried me for 9 months, you know. But it's been rough. It's been rough out here in Houston. You guys pray for us, pray for me. If you like to make any type of donations, you can cash at me at $ Zan Harold. That's Z as in zebra, A as in apple, N as in Nancy, H as in Howard, ARROLD. And I will really appreciate it, and I will share whatever is donated to me, like I always do. There were some homeless people out the other night when we were out. My kid and I was out looking for a warming center and hot food, and we were able to give him something of what we had. And we always try to help each other here in Houston. That's one thing about the Houston community that I do love. We all try to reach in and help one another. So you guys, please pray for us. And just keep yourselves prepared. I beg you. Wherever you are in the country, wherever you are in the world, and you're watching this, please, if you're not, make it your business to be self-reliant. I'm telling you what we went through out here. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. It was so cold. And it doesn't even get this cold here in Houston, in Texas alone. Pipes bursting, people's roofs collapsing because the pipes and the water is just everywhere. Animals freezing, people dying. As a prepper, I would have never thought of going through nothing like this. It's as if they intentionally just purposely turned off the lights on us. And they defending their actions as if it was okay to do us like that. Being in a house, an apartment where that's all electric is not good neither. If you have gas options, that's good. So people who had gas stoves, they were still able to cook. But unfortunately, a lot of them kept the gas stoves on all night to get heat, and they end up dying. Either their house caught on fire or they died of carbon monoxide. So I'm just telling you guys all these different scenarios so you will know and have some knowledge and gain some skills of what and what not to do in these types of situations. Get yourself prepared if you can. A lot of us don't have that type of money where we can go out here and get these energy Kodiak generators that don't need to be plugged into anything, or get all these high-tech prepping gear and prepping things. But do what you can. Even if it's every time you go to a grocery store, get a bag of rice, get a bag of beans, get a can of Vienna sausage, get a can of tuna fish, because the food prices are increasing. It's getting worse and worse and worse by the day. You guys, these are the years of survival to the fittest. These are the years. So you guys be blessed and not stressed. You can always go to zanharold.com to get your prepping needs. I have land for sale. Also, non-perishables and 55 water gallon barrels, all types of things. And I always tell people, you don't have to get it from me, but just get it. Until next time, you take care. And if you like the commentary, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to get the news and the word out of what we're enduring here in Houston. Take care.